to eat a very early bird dinner because we're going to go see a Broadway show. It was his birthday on Saturday. Hello, lovely people. I didn't even officially start off the vlog. Was so much fun and I didn't read it all, but today it's like 5:30 now and I'm also going out again to meet up with a friend for dinner. I didn't read it all today, so I'm hoping the train ride will allow for me to do that because I'm still reading. I didn't even tell you the book that I'm reading. I'm still reading The Sundown Motel, and it's still really good. Like, definitely if you're a true crime buff, I still highly recommend it still, even though I'm not finished with it. It's kind of sad that I've been reading it for such a long time because I want to be able to dedicate more time to it. I applied to like a bunch of jobs last night, and I woke up this morning to a couple responses. So I have an interview tomorrow, and then I have 2 interviews on Thursday. So that's sort of exciting, but also nerve-wracking, and hoping that'll turn into something, obviously. The job hunt is really grueling because I'm sending out application after application after application without anything. I'm just waiting for Coda to hurry up so I can leave. I'm clearly back home and I've tucked myself into bed a little later than I wanted to because I wanted to give myself some time to read before bed, but I actually have an early morning because of my interview. I'm gonna try to fit in a couple more pages of The Sundown Motel. I'm now on page 248. I got a good chunk of the way through on the train and I only have less than 100 pages left. There was a big reveal on the train and I was trying to read more and more, so I was walking really slowly to the exit of the station, and I should have continued reading when I got home, but I wanted to do a couple more job application stuff, so that's why I didn't get to. I only have this much of my book left. I'm gonna try to fit in like the 10 minutes before I have to actually go to sleep. I only start vlogs when I'm about to leave. Since I finished The Sundown Motel, I gave it 4 stars, and I actually have to leave for work. It was really cool because I had never really read such a paranormal experience before within like a mystery, which was cool. Like, I've read Stephen King's thrillers and things like that, but it was really cool to see it in a mystery, and there was this huge reveal, like I said, that I wasn't expecting at all. There was like a clean ending where we know that everything happens, which was kind of interesting, a little bit disappointing, but yeah. So now, obviously, I need to start a new book. So I'm going to be starting The Glass Castle, which is a memoir of Jeannette Wall's life. I watched the movie on the plane. I felt like that was the only time I was going to watch it, and I cried a lot. Also, my friend Erica that I said I went to brunch with really liked it. She like read it in a day, so I'm hoping I'll get really into that. And since I read The Sundown Motel while going to bed last night, I kind of want to do that again because I have an early morning tomorrow. That was my 7th book of the year, and I'm literally on my way out the door again because I'm going to the library using my mom's Metro card before she leaves for her thing. So I'm going to the library to return both Saga volume 4 and 5. I'm still only on page 86 of The Glass Castle, so I can't return it yet. I still have ways to go. I'm really enjoying it. It is so easy to read that I flew through the 86 pages. That's like so much more than I usually get to read on a work day, and since there was like some train traffic, I got to fit in more reading on the way home, so I've been really keeping up with that. My sister and I stayed up late watching Sex and the City though because it was on back-to-back on TV, so I didn't get any reading done. I'm back from the library and I should make a book. I had so many more books than I thought I was gonna have to pick up because they only told me that I had 2. I show up, there's 4. I haven't read anything. I've had a really weird sleep schedule that I've been sleeping at like 5 a.m. because I can't go to sleep. So I think I'm gonna take a melatonin tonight and like tuck myself in early and get to reading this because this is really enjoyable. It's a very, very quick read, so I wanna get a good chunk through. The books that I got are Saga Volume 6, and then Saga Volume 7, amazing. The Empty Chair, which is the 3rd book in the Lincoln Rhyme series. I have been waiting months for this. I was the only person on fucking hold for this, and it kept saying like it would be ready, and finally after I included The Vanished Man, the 4th book, I was like, okay, I'll just get over it. I'll just read the 4th one first. This one showed up. Like, I don't know what the hell I don't know why, but I'm really excited to finally be able to continue the series. I definitely would purchase it, but since I'm doing my no buy month, like, which has been going really well, my no buy month. The only thing I've been paying for is like going out to dinner, and then of course experiences. Like I said, Code and I went to see Phantom of the Opera, which we didn't really talk about, but it was very amazing. It is the first Broadway musical that I went to actually like remembering it. My mom apparently said that we went to Beauty and the Beast, but I don't remember that at all, and it was really cool. Very, very talented people. And then my mom, my sister, and I, we all purchased our tickets to go see Swan Lake next month, so I'm really excited for that. And then next month, one of my best friends is coming into town. Definitely will be spending money there, but it's going pretty well. I'm not like urged to buy anything. There are stuff that I want, and I have like a wish list in my bullet journal, and I do look at stuff online, things that I like, but I haven't bought anything yet. I haven't broken any rules yet, so it's been going really well. Saturday. I didn't vlog at all yesterday. I thought I would when he was here, but we didn't because we went to work. I'm still reading Glass Castle. I only read a little bit yesterday, but it's like a gross, dreary day today. Shall we get a lot of reading done? I'm obviously dressed in my pajamas, and we're back from work. And we stayed a little bit later than we thought because we wanted to show our boss a show that we like, that we've been watching. It's a Japanese show. In terms of the Glass Castle, I'm now, I would say, like halfway through the book, and I'm on page 150. You can tell how much the family is struggling, and Jeannette, obviously the main character, is the protagonist, is getting older, and she's starting to realize more and more how her family is existing and how much her family's life is different than others, which is really interesting. And it's so weird to think about how this is real life, that actual people have existed this way and how they have survived. They are nomads, but they do go to traditional schooling, but they are definitely ahead and more quote-unquote gifted than other children may be, which is like really interesting because of the way that they're living. Like, you would never think that someone who lives this way, that doesn't go to traditional school very often, is more advanced than other kids would be. And there's definitely a lot of bullying that goes on because of this, and there are definitely things that I don't agree with, or not necessarily agree with, but things that I wouldn't do as a parent even. But it's really interesting, and it's really good, like quick read. Like, the pacing is like what is it called? Single spacing, but it's really easy to get through. And I really like how Jeannette writes. She writes little by little, like there are separated by chapters, but each chapter can be separated into different sort of parts of her life. Like, this is a new chapter, obviously, but then there's like different parts where she'll end off the page like this and then start off a completely new story like that. And then I think that the chapters are just based on different stages of her life, and then within that stage she has different stories, which is really interesting. Are you sad today? How come?
I'm 24 already. 24. Number one by one of the greats. Rest in peace.
That's the point, that Kobe Bryant died today, as well as his second daughter. It's technically Monday morning, so I'm here to wrap up this vlog. I came home and I decided to finish reading The Glass Castle, but this tiny portion of it was finished technically Monday morning. And I'm not quite sure how to rate this because it is a memoir and it's about her life. I do think that Jeannette Walls is a very good writer, and that she is very just really good at drawing the reader in and allowing you to become so immersed in her life, and just the way that she writes is really great, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked this. I just don't really know how to rate it, but a part of me was really angry and sad thinking about this and how people live the way that Jeannette and her family did. Especially, I was just really angry at her parents, at Rex and Rosemary, because they were parents. They decided to have children and weren't really, not raising them, but providing for them in a sufficient way. Like these kids went on starving for days. They had to become really resourceful on their own, dig through trash and find ways to make their own money, and maybe that made them really resilient and really scrappy kids who knew how to protect themselves. But I think parents should be doing that for their children, and these kids, they had to just grow up and mature really early on in life in order to fend for themselves, and that just part of me made me really angry. Jeannette's mom, Rosemary, she has a degree in education, and yet she decided not to have a job because she wanted to prosper as an artist. But sometimes you have to make sacrifices for your children to put food on the table. Only having rice and beans for like the first 3 weeks of the month and then having nothing for the rest is not okay. That part of me just made me really sad, and I'm so glad that these kids turned out okay, that Jeannette has prospered. I don't think I can give this a rating though, but just in terms of like writing style, I did really thoroughly enjoy this, but it feels weird because I feel like I'm rating her life as a 5 stars. I also wanted to address a little bit about Kobe Bryant's death. I'm not a basketball fan in any shape or form, but my boyfriend is. He's a very, very big fan, and he is very well read on the history of the NBA as well, so he knows all about Kobe Bryant and his career and how much of an impact and how much of a legend and icon he has been. And of course, my condolences to Kobe Bryant's family and his like just poor daughter, you know, like his wife. She has 3 daughters left to raise, and she's freaking postpartum. Like their baby is a couple months old, not even a year old, and then a 3-year-old. Like I can't even imagine the kind of pain that she is going through, having lost her husband, her freaking high school sweetheart, and then a daughter. Like I cannot even imagine. And of course, my condolences to the family of others who died in the crash. Social media is talking all about this, and they're saying like, what a legend, what a man, you know, and it's really heartwarming. But sometimes I see a post that says like, everything happens for a reason, and I hate hearing things like that. Like especially when my dad died, I heard a lot of things people said to me. At first it was really nice to hear like, I'm so sorry for your loss, but then after a point, like it just started to feel really impersonal, and that's just what you're sort of taught to say. And I kept thinking like, oh, you don't know me at all, like, and you're saying all this stuff. Don't tell me everything happens for a reason, because what reason is it that my dad died? You know, like shit happens in life. Shit happens because it happens, not because of any other reason other than that. Life is always going to be unfair to you, and I know that they're trying to put a positive spin on things, but I feel like by immediately trying to put a positive spin on things, you're not allowing me to feel the way that I feel. And I feel like by saying that, you're saying that my grief is invalid and not worth feeling at all. And I think it's okay, it's healthy to feel sad and to go through that through grief. That's all I wanted to say. Like I definitely think life is fleeting, you know, you never know when it's going to end, what's going to happen, and that's why you hold your loved ones close. You tell people that you love them and you spend time with those people, you know. Like in Japan now, it's technically now my grandma's birthday, so definitely before I go to sleep, I'm going to email her and update her, tell her happy birthday, that I'm thinking of her. That's my spiel on grief and death. But looking back through the clips for this vlog, I was realizing that I only read 2 books, and that was, I finished The Sundown Motel, my book of the month for January, and I gave this 4 stars. And then of course I read The Glass Castle. With these 2 combined, I was able to read 600 plus pages for the month, and I'm hoping that reading this really got me back into my momentum of wanting to read more and more again. So I'm hoping that for my next vlog I can actually read, because I feel like for this one I was just talking to you guys and not really doing a lot of reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what books that you read this week, if you read the ones that I did, and your thoughts on The Glass Castle, and even just like thoughts on not just parenting, but also like how you think that the way that your parents raised you changed you, which could be a really controversial topic. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.